Hello, everybody. This is Rebecca, and today we're going to be playing with our clairaudience. Now, clairaudience is clear hearing, okay? So last week we played with clairvoyance, and notice I really do mean the word play. Because a lot of times I think we want to switch out words. Instead of working at something, we say, oh, I'm going to play. Instead of homework, it's like home play. But really, I want to encourage all of you to play with these abilities, and especially during class time, especially when you're practicing, to not put pressure on yourself to be right, to not put pressure on yourself to, be the best, to fix other things, to have the right answer. Okay. But instead to just say, I'm expanding my abilities, because you are going to have your go-to methods that are always going to be right on for you. But if you give yourself like the space, and if you give yourself the time and the intention to expand your abilities, it's just going to offer you a fuller, richer, more diverse experience in your life. Hopefully that makes sense. So did what I just babble out of my mouth make sense to y'all? Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay. So let's talk about let's just start with our little numbers, because I love them. It gives us a gauge. How clairaudient are you on a scale from 0 to 10? What's the first number that pops in, and we're going to trust that. So how clairaudient are you on a scale from 0 to 10? We have a negative, we have a 0, we have a 7, and we have a 2. Okay. You guys are going to probably discover that you're way more clairaudient than you realize. Okay. Because I bet you are. So what are some signs? Let's just get a little bit of the stuff out of the way. What are some signs of being clairaudient? Okay. What are some I don't even know what the word is. Some signs that, okay, perfect. I've heard music playing that's not actually playing. I've heard a voice call my name. Gee, Holly, are you reading my list clairvoyantly? Because I have those written down. It's like you can see my list, girl. What else? A couple more. Do you guys ever hear footsteps, doors slamming, hear talking, whispers? Footsteps, yep. Also, anybody hear plants or animals talking to you? Oh my goodness, that's Sandra, here's the, okay. So here's the thing. So close your eyes. Sandra, I love that story. I was at a ferry, and I'm going to assume it was a dog, not a frog, and it was not that. It was a dog, not a fig. Oh my God, that's the best I've ever read. Thank you, Sandra. That's hilarious. A dog was freaking. It was a dog was freaking out and told you about it. Okay, and you could hear it. So perfect, Sandra. How did you experience the dog talking to you? Could you hear the voice outside of yourself, or did it feel like it was your voice in your own head? So how did you experience that? You heard him in your head. Did it sound like your voice, or did it have a different quality to it? And for the rest of you who hear voices, do you hear it in your head? Do you hear it like in your own voice, or do you hear it almost like it's you thinking? Or do you hear it outside of you, kind of like anybody else have that experience? Like when you hear the door slam, that's outside of you, correct? When you hear the music playing, that's outside of you, probably. Okay, and the two times that has happened, it was not your voice. So just be aware of that. Sometimes we think it's our own voice talking to us. If Yes, and that's what I was gonna say. It's like a thought, and sometimes it seems much different than me. My guides will have different accents. Accents. Yeah, I have one guide that talks like an uppity British person. So whenever I hear this voice, it's in this like kind of uppity British accent. So I'll know it's that particular guide. Okay, makes sense. So be just like the more aware you are and the more open you are. Also, anything that you hear can be your clairaudience. For instance, a song, I'll hear a song playing in my head, and it can be an answer to um like a client, like I'll be working with a client and then I'll start hearing a song in my head. Okay. So Sandra experiences all the different goddesses. They all sound different. They sound different. Okay. Now, Kelly, I'm going to pick on you, or choose you, because I know you're very clair cognizant, like you just know. So if you were to hear a voice in your head, you might just have this knowingness that it's the goddess Kali talking, or it's a message from the goddess Kali. And so that really would be hard to differentiate between claircognizant or clairaudience. Don't get so wrapped up in what's what, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Use this class time to practice discerning different types of information with different senses, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. It's hard to differentiate, like Sandra says. And again, it doesn't matter. The purpose of this class is to open you up to maybe new avenues, new ways of being, and new ways of receiving information. But it's not to say, oh, that's wrong. Oh no, you need to be doing this. Now, last week I was encouraging you to use your clairvoyance instead of just your knowing, like, nope, Holly's not going to be on budget. That very quick answer, to explore and play with your different abilities. Okay, so that's the purpose, and we're going to go through some, I think they're fun, some fun things today to, just to stretch your abilities. Okay, but it doesn't matter. That when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter. Okay. Um, Sometimes, now just kind of, if you ever feel like you need it to be quiet and sound is bothering you, that could be, and it normally doesn't, that could be a sign that you're just wanting to really listen, okay, to yourself, listen to your intuition, okay? So that could be a sign as well. All right. Um, so Holly, you're very sensitive. You're very sensitive. Um, I was tuning into all those little ghosts that you were that are buzzing around. Okay. Sandra, what's your question? Because it might have shifted. I kind of addressed it last week. What's your question about trusting? What was it? It was like Sandra. Yes, Sandra, you are bossy. Bossy. Um, okay. Sandra, what was your question around then I opened up my eyes to make sure I'm recording. Um Receiving information from different sources. What was it exactly? Or what I want to do is I want to shift and I want to talk about working with dark light or not dark light. Yeah, you had asked a question, so maybe it's not important anymore. So perfect. Um, okay, you guys, who's afraid of working with see, I can't even talk about it. It's so funny. But with like nuisance energies. I know we talked a little bit about it last week. For example, let's just use a really current example, the whole QAnon force. People are saying that that information is of the highest light, and they're like, how can you tell if information is of a dark nature or a light nature? Am I making sense? I'm having a hard time explaining this. What do you personally do to make sure that your information isn't distorted? Whew! Okay. Holly, you must be you really must be reading my notes, because yes, okay, it imposes fear. So how can you tell, like, and we can, for instance, um from the light it feels empowering and it feels like love. For instance, let's not even talk about QAnon. Let's talk about maybe just, how do people discern if a group is right for them? And how can you discern if information is right for you? How can you tell if something you're channeling is of a high frequency or a low frequency? Okay, good. I ask if it's 100% white light, but how do you know it's not going to lie? Feels expansive versus constricting. It feels heavy or light. Okay. Um, Anything else? So for you, Sandra, it just turns off if it isn't. Okay. Perfect. All right. What are you not sure about, Holly? So Oh, you asked would it lie to you and say it's not from the light. Yeah, exactly, right? Um, so if you set up a very strong, you can first of all just set up a very strong, very, very, very strong intention that you only get messages from pure sources when you're talking about messages. Okay. Here's some other things, like if you're channeling or you're poking around or you're getting messages from something. Also, if anything, and this is just my opinion, I get trickster messages and I've learned to tune them out. Okay. So yeah, we can call them trickster messages. I like that. So a trickster message will typically too promise you things like you're not going to have to work. Everything's going to come so easy. Yeah. And my goal is going to be to get so none of you have to experience the trickster energy. Okay. So trickster energy, like darker energy, lower vibrating entities. Again, but they're going to promise riches. Think about the movies you see where Satan makes a promise of riches are going to come to you, and you're not going to really have to work for it or earn it. Okay. It discourages hard work, right? Quote, work. Also, a lot of the lower vibrating trickster energy, it's kind of like this whole worship me, give me attention. I know I've got all the answers. All you have to do is follow me and everything's going to be okay. Okay. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to, do your you don't have to, like be responsible. It's all taken care of. And it can be a variant of all of those. So certain people can carry those energies too from that group. From what group? The trickster group? Yes. And I think they become unwittingly sucked in. I feel a lot of times, even the whole um, ascension, um, I don't even, you guys are having a really hard time. Dark entities have taken my mind. The ascension paradigm, okay, feels like it's got some of that flavor to it. Oh, the energy is coming. We're all going to be wealthy. You're not going to have to work. It's all going to be good. It's the second coming of Jesus, and the lion will, and to me that it feels like slick promises. Because yes, true messages from spirit are going to feel all loving, all encompassing. It's going to let you know that yes, you are an abundant being, but you might have to do some, you might have to get a job, or you might have to do this, or you have to fully participate in earth. But Earth isn't a planet where you're going to lay down on a couch and bonbons are going to rain from the air. Action is required. Thank you. So just get, kind of pay attention when you start channeling, when you start getting messages. So how do you know it when it's from ego or when it's from source? Okay. So what do you think some red flags are that it's from ego? Attachment to the message. Okay, it has to play out a certain way. Anything else? A lot of times messages from the ego, it feels pushy. Now that's a very, very, very different. So if you're driving down the freeway and you get a message, you get a feeling of doom, and a loud voice says, "Get off the freeway now," and you listen and you avoid a big wreck, big accident, that's different. Yeah. Okay, good. So and so has cancer. Oh, those random worry-ish, that to me is the nonsense energy. Okay. That could be just the mind connecting with worry stuff, worry crap. I get that all the time. Oh my God. James has cancer. My dog's gonna die. It's fear-based. Whenever it's fear-based, it's usually from the ego. Okay. So just pay attention, because the more you open yourself up, you may never have experienced these the nonsense. I'm gonna start calling them nonsense energies. So I don't even want to give them so much like demons. I don't even want to give them that much credit, right? Um, Nonsense energies, irritations. One more thing I just want you to be aware of, okay? Because I have it in my notes when I was tuning in. Um, what do you um I just want to say, oh, here it is. Hearing or experiencing nonsense entities and energies doesn't make you a fear-based being. Okay? I don't think it's so cut and dry that if we raise our vibration to, X amount, that you're never gonna experience any lower vibrating stuff again. Okay, I think that's part of that whole ascension spiritual bypassing community. If you think about it, as you raise your frequency and you're still human, you have actually access to the whole realm, to more frequencies. And yes, law of attraction is at work. Okay. But you're going to hear all sorts of stuff that you never knew was there before, because you're opening yourself up to more. Okay. And discernment is crucial. So you can set a very strong intention that I'm not going to experience these nonsense energies anymore. Done. Okay. Remember, you are the conductor of your own orchestra. So if you don't like the wind section, you can boot it out. So how many of you now feel that powerful up to a point where, you can, I'm not going to say from this moment on, you're never going to experience nonsense energies, but how many of you now, live on the call or when you're listening to the replay, do you feel that you can get to the point where you do not have to experience the nonsense energies? And so it is. Sandra's like, I ain't gonna do it anymore. Done. Okay, how about the rest of you? Oh, I knew what you meant. Yeah, and this isn't this isn't a class about that, but I do want to, as you guys are opening yourself up, and as we kind of, I just want to, you to be aware of it. So how about Holly, Vivi, and Kelly? Unless you want to play with those. And that might be. I answer questions out loud, but I don't, wait a minute. I answer questions out loud, but I don't know what the question is. I find myself saying out loud, yes, sure, no, I don't know. I feel someone is talking inside of me, but I am not invited to the conversation. That's hilarious. That is clairvoyance, though, or clairaudience. Sorry. So, hey guys, who do you feel like, who's Kelly interacting with? Kelly, who are you interacting with when you're having those conversations? Anybody getting anything? Like, tune into Kelly. Who is she conversing with? I feel like it's a guide too. It could be like a quote spirit guide. How fun. I think you should ask them on a blind date, and I think, yeah, I should ask them to come forth. Yeah, I would. How fun. Blind date with one of your guides. Okay. All right. Let's all right. So let's have some fun with some clairaudience, okay? Let's just let's just have a let's practice. Are you guys ready to practice? So, but before we jump into it, let's just go ahead and close our eyes. Let's do some energetic grounding. Run some Gaia Reiki. Open your feet chakras so you stay fully grounded. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. Let's just activate your clairaudient receivers, which are little chakras right around your ears. Open and enhance those. I like to call them portals. To me, chakras are portals. Portals are chakras. So opening up your clairaudient portals. Okay. What I want now is for everyone to have one, because I'll get too confused. How does increasing your what do you guys want to receive some answers around? Health, wealth, or purpose? Okay. Health, wealth, or purpose? Okay, we got a wealth, we got a purpose. Um, okay, looks like wealth is the winner. So you can substitute then. So I don't want to get it too crazy, but you can substitute then, like if I'm gonna say wealth, but then you can substitute purpose or health for the answer. Got that? Okay. Now we're gonna call in different avenues of frequency. All right. So the first person or the first entity or the first being we're going to talk to is our higher self, like your highest self, your God self. And we're going to ask right now, we're going to demand that your higher self communicate to you in a way where you can experience it with your clairaudience. But again, the source of the answers is your highest self, your soul. So right now, just take a couple deep breaths, and we're going to stream white light in through your crown to just raise your frequency. And now imagine breathing up pure earth energy to help increase your frequency as well. Now you're staying grounded and you're staying fully in your body. And increase and expand your frequency even more. And now we again ask that there be a clear channel of communication between you and your highest self. We ask that your highest self is going to communicate to you via your clairaudience. And you are going to receive that information with complete trust. We're also activating your third eye chakra because that's the source of all intuitive information. And we're asking that your crown fully open, know that you're safe and secure. And we're going to call on the Arcturian yellow dragon to be a gatekeeper. So in this session and all future sessions, you only interact with the highest and best, most reliant, most joyful, most loving sources. Okay. Now again, you're not going to receive just a direct answer. We're asking that in a playful way, your highest self communicate via your clairaudience, and you receive that via clairaudience. So you could hear a sound, you could hear a song, there could be something in your environment, and this may also partner with your other clairs, but clairaudient is dominant. Okay, are you ready? Here's your question. Who can help me most easily and joyfully increase my wealth or connect me more firmly to my purpose or help me achieve greater health? So who can help me? And write out what comes to you. How did you experience Lakshmi? I sound like I'm drunk. I heard you can. We gave you you. That's interesting. I am meeting more of myself every day. Okay, did you hear that? Good. Okay. All right. So if you didn't hear anything, is there a song popping in your head? Or open your ears, your clairvoyant ears, and notice, is there anything in your environment? Like, is there anything around you that you're noticing a sound? There we go. And if you're not, that's okay. You noticing anything? Okay. Now we're going to ask that your highest self again deliver us a meaningful song that you're going to hear. You're going to hear the song, you're going to hear the lyrics to it. That's going to give you insight in how to increase your health or your wealth or your purpose. Don't be sorry. Stop it. Okay. So now you're going to hear a song from your higher self. What song? Or if a song doesn't play? No, a song. Anybody getting one popping in their head? Okay. Yeah, Holly, you just relax and what comes, your mind is trying to take over. I only have eyes for you. I love that. Okay. Beautiful. That's interesting. And I'm hearing I don't know how to love him. I don't know how to love him. I see how he moves me. I don't know who that's for. I don't know if it's for me. It's a oldie, man. Okay, there you have it. I love that. I can't get no satisfaction. All right, perfect. And the YMCA, and you're beautiful. I love it. Okay, so do you know what those songs mean? Okay, so what do those songs mean? Any answers? How okay, insecurity is a block to my wealth. Beautiful. I need to effing exercise and move this body. Okay. That's why I was seeing the dancing, because whenever I hear the YMCA song, you see that. I love that. Um, we know Holly, I'm thinking I can't get no satisfaction. Is that's just saying your mind, right? Your mind is like whatever. And then Kelly says it's to accept the love. Okay. So I'm gonna have to look up my song later. So I have no idea. but it won't get out of my head now. Okay. All right. So here's a fun one, y'all. So take it. So what we're going to do now is I want you to imagine, so we've been tuning into your higher self, right? Your highest self. Now we're going to tune in actually to the fairy realm, okay? They've been coming in strong. When I was planning for this class, they were like not shutting up. Fairies. Tune into the fairy realm. Okay, just connect easy. It's just like turning a radio dial. Okay, you're turning into the fairy realm. Now, what is the fairies' message to you? To help have a to help live your purpose more. To wow, to increase your health or to increase your wealth. And if you're hearing a voice, how is that voice changing? And if you're not hearing the fairies, ask that information come from another way, but from the fairy kingdom or realm. Oh, here we go. Trust. Okay. What did the voice sound like? Like, how do fairies sound to you? To me, they have a distinctive voice. Okay. Um, Sandra says the first one was you were perfectly perfect. Okay. The second says it ain't no small thing to be of service to others. And what does that mean to you? And Vivi, how about you and Holly? Are you hearing anything? Oh, Holly left. To stop everything. What does that mean? To stop everything? Do you need some clarifiers for that one? Oh my goodness. Accepting myself and acknowledge my gifts have a purpose. Okay. Okay, so I want to connect with to stop doing energy work. The fairies are telling you to stop doing energy work. Okay. Is that to help you with your health then? Sandra, you can get after her. I'm too tired. Um, all right. Let's switch stations again. Now, this is going to sound, maybe it might sound a little weird, but I'm getting that whoever is helping guide this class and this call. Okay, Sandra, I want you to focus on you. So Sandra, focus on you. Yeah. Connect with the ocean energy. Like, and it could be creatures of the ocean, it could be the ocean itself, it could be, but anything around the ocean. Connect with the ocean. Sandra, you were probably pulling this out of me. That's so funny because I was wanting to connect with another like fantastical realm, but I kept hearing the ocean. Okay. So what are you hearing from the mermaids? And Kelly and Vivi, what are you hearing? You might hear from the ocean itself or a different something of the ocean. And that feeling of being home, Sandra, how is that going to help you increase your, I think you were wealth, right? And did you hear it? And as we're talking about the ocean, does anyone hear ocean waves? You're hearing the ocean waves? And how you doing, Kelly, with the ocean one? Hearing seagulls. That's very cool. Now I can hear them. Thank you. And Kelly, have you heard anything from the ocean, or is it just kind of not something that you're naturally connected to? Interesting. You have ocean trauma. You want to clear that trauma? Isn't it amazing how things like this come up and how each thing is different for a different person? So Sandra, you definitely called out this ocean thing because that was not in my plan. And then are we ready to help Kelly, do you want to clear your ocean trauma? Whatever it is. Okay, let's just clear your ocean trauma. Because any trauma that we hold in our field limits us, right? It constricts us. Beautiful. So, Kelly, can you hear the dolphins talking to you? So, just kind of again, I'm going to ask that you open your clairaudient ears. I can hear them chit-chattering away. I have no idea what they're saying. Oh, beautiful. And does your ocean trauma feel a little lighter now? Beautiful. It feels lighter to me too. Okay, we have one more to just kind of listen to. Now we're gonna just switch, okay? We're gonna switch and we're not gonna be thinking about ourselves, okay? I want you to now open your ears to your environment. You might be in the home, like in your home, in the space around your home, like you're outside. And everything is energy, everything has a consciousness, and everything has a voice. Okay, bye iPhone. Sandra, it's going to be just you and me. Just you and me. Sure. No, I've got that song, Just You and Me, in my head. Um, so anyway, um, they're dropping like flies, Sandra. Okay, open your ears, your clairaudient ears to your environment. And there's something in your environment that wants your attention. It has a message for you, or it wants some help, it wants some acknowledgement, it wants some love. It could be, it may sound silly, but it could be your sofa, it could be a desk, it could be a tree outside, um, it could be your computer, but there's just something in your environment that wants to talk to you in your immediate physical environment. So go ahead and receive that message. Ah, beautiful. Your Healy is calling out, reminding you to use it. Beautiful. Is there anything else? Oh, goodness. Okay. It's okay. And I'm getting the impulse to say, is there anything else? It feels like there's one more thing. I'm hearing there's one more thing for you to pay attention to, Sandra, and it feels like it's more outside. Okay. And what does water want to tell you? For goodness. Ah, what does water want to tell you? Actually, I'm going to change that. Yeah, water is life. Feels like water's been trying to talk to you for a while. So I'd absolutely play with that. Okay. So I want to encourage everyone to just for the next couple days listen with your clairaudient ears. Like close your eyes and just listen to your environment. Listen um listen to your higher self. Listen to what people are truly trying to tell you. You know, like it just seems I'm hearing I'm hearing that it's going to open up many, many, many other like portals and dimensions for you to I'm hearing the words profit from, to engage with, and to enrich your life.